Engine notes rise. How is Jeff Smith going to get off the line? Good is the answer. Colin Turkington makes contact with Matt Neal as he went for a gap that closed. Turkington is off the road, so is Matt Neal.
Get him off the line. You know, that was always the plan, and I made about as perfect. Oh, I didn't even see what was going on.
You wouldn't have seen Colin Turkington, Matt Neal behind.
Obviously got a perfect plan. You know, managed to get him off the line, and from then I just tried.
No, well, fortunately it's at slow speed, and the wheel won't cause any damage, but not what we want to see.
Round 2 of the championship, lights go out, a good getaway by Jordan, not surprisingly, and the road opens up ahead of him, and there is contact because we've lost a Subaru into the wall. It's Jason Plato.
Jason was back in 12th place. Goes through the middle, look.
As they head uphill, they're 3 wide for 5th, and there's more mayhem in the background, and Jack Goff gets turned around. Rob Collard is involved in that as well. There's a car in the gravel, the safety car is being deployed.
Well, that will sort out the situation. Oh, another car off at the back. One of the AMD, that's Wart Neal's that's gone round.
Who gets into the back of Cook and knocks him a little bit sideways, but Josh recovers, and then that gets into the side of Sutton, who goes off into the gravel. Is he going to bounce back on? Yes, he is, but he's lost place after Jordan leads into paddock. Here comes Matt Jackson round the outside of Tom Chilton, but he gets forced wide. He's sideways, he's off the road. Into the gravel goes Matt Jackson. Have a look at the other BMWs. Collard and Turkington on the move. Ash Sutton's in strife at the very end as well, so he's losing place. He's heading up towards the checkered flag, and then there's contact from Luke Davenport.
But I should just bring to your attention a new rule at the moment. Up the inside comes Shedden, and that's the Eurotech car going wide there. 9 race wins, needs just one more race win to tie the great Andy Rouser's rotating there. Will Burns. But a safety car would ruin this.
Andrew Jordan down on the tail of Aaron Taylor-Smith. Mike Epps and Jordan get it together, and off goes Epps. Oh dear, through the gravel, into the barriers. Now that could be a safety car as the real winner. Let's see, hanging onto the plate. Whoops, the MGs get themselves together. That wasn't in the plan, and I think the one that's lost out with possibly suspension damage or a puncture, look, they're both off. Both the MGs have got damage. They're on different parts of the grass, and they got together coming down through the Craner curves, and there into the wall has gone Dan Lloyd off the road at the bottom of the Craner curves. Aaron Taylor-Smith on a lot of damage to the front. Ingram right on the tail of Turkington, who goes a little bit wide. Austin goes even wider and off the road. Ingram's a little bit sideways. There's another big shuffle as Gordon Shedden goes through. Matt Neal's up the curb, and Rob Austin was the big loser in all of that.
Yeah, it looked like Rob was struggling again with his rear tyres as Jordan's gone off.
And one of the motor-based Fords as well. So from where they... And can they leave Simpson's car there? I'm not sure. He was battling with Will Burns, and bang, he got hit from behind, didn't he? As he was sliding across the road, he got hit by the Audi. But if that car can't be moved, let's see what happens next. Here comes Turkington round the outside of him. That's brave stuff, but Newsham fends him off. Shedden was 4th. George Cook up the inside. They touch, and round goes Shedden. Shedden is facing the right way, but he's on the grass. He's a toboggan as he comes down the hill. He's back on the road. Adam Morgan is behind him. That could have been very nasty, but Gordon Shedden survives, and Tom Ingram goes straight on. Shedden runs a little bit wide. Collard is knocked into a spin. Moffat is sideways. There are cars going off the road all over the place. Major drama down at the bottom. The safety car is deployed. Safety car is deployed, and Tom Ingram has got out the other side, and that's the leader, Matt Neal, going off. That shows you how bad the conditions are, Tim.
Yeah, Matt Neal is not going to get that car moved.
Through Redgate, and Aidan Moffat gets turned sideways. He goes off with Jeff Smith. That was one incident. And then there was the other incident further back in the pack. Senna Proctor at the back of the pack, Tom Chilton at the head of it, and in the middle, side by side, now with damage. Cook and Hill get it together spectacularly. Off the road he's going, Jake Hill with damage, and the big damage for Josh Cook as well. And that, I'm afraid, turfs him off the road. He's heading for something solid. He just stops in front, but bodywork damage. Andy Motorsport, and Jake Hill wants a word, and he's very irate about all of that. Quite rightly, the marshals say no. Go over there and let's have a think. But suddenly Moffat is back in the game, and Jordan's able to block and get all sideways, and round he goes. He hits Chilton. Jordan spins it. You don't see that very often. He's sat in the middle of the road, as everybody now has.
Well, I think he picks up a little bit of dirt maybe on the rear of the car, on the tyres. But look, that sort of extra direction change just was enough to make him spin, and the others did ever so well to miss him. Well, he's hit the barrier, hasn't he? Look, there's where he gets tagged. The car goes round, backwards, all the way across the gravel. Oh, it did go right up on the barrier, didn't it?
All the dust somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
And crash lands.
Which was the Vauxhall that was involved
Senna
in
Proctor.
that. Senna Proctor.
Yeah. Exactly how to defend it off the road. There has got Martin Depper. He's still having a big slide and he's in the barriers spectacularly.
We'll just see what happened to Martin Depper. He's fortunately out of the car. And look, he lost the lost the back end. The car went across the road, went round the other way. That will be the end of the race, we're told. Back across and slams into the barrier on the run down towards, oh, look at the wheel going off there. Of course, Formula One cars have tethers on the wheels, but I'm not sure that would have held that on.
Another one gained by Matt Neal. What a drive this is turning out to be. And all sideways is Jeff Smith. Can he hang on to it? It goes one way, it goes the other. It's still sliding. It ends up facing the wrong way. And now Jeff has to try and get out of everybody else's way and try to rejoin. There's no damage to the car.
Bit of a lift going in, but it clips that little dip and round it goes. Oh my goodness, so close. Oh, and that's it over. Here we go. He's only just pulled off the line, and boom, that's gone up. That must be a fuel line to go up with that amount of vigor. That's a fuel line, I'm sure, that's burst or split or something. That's not oil.
The AMDtuning.com Audi's involved, and Adam Morgan is involved as well. He was 20th on the grid and he's up against the barriers. It was Antwater Neal's Audi that was involved, so drama straight away for Adam Morgan. That's Tom Ingram who's off the road down at his lot. Let's have a look. There is Cole going wide on the outside of Stephen Jelly. Ingram up the inside.
Oh, and then Ingram gets to push himself.
Yeah, from Will Burns. So that's Shedden fourth, Jordan fifth, Cook sixth, and Turkington into the back of Jeff Smith, who's off the road. Then Collins got to defend, and they're getting it together. Proctor and Moffat, and Proctor will spin across the line. He recovers and gets across the line amazingly without making contact with anybody else.
This is Turkington into the back of Jeff Smith, trying to push him wide, but he turns him around. Proctor's got a little bit of a run. And coming up the inside, Aidan Moffat just turns him round, front-wheel drive car, gets the rear-wheel drive.
So Turkington clips Smith, Proctor then gets into the back of Turkington, bang.
Yeah, that's what pushes Jeff Smith round, at least that's what Turkington will say.
There's Moffat up the inside, that's Proctor going around. Finds a gear, over the timing line.
And fair play to Senna Proctor, he didn't lift off.
No. So that's Jeff Smith, exit stage right. Wait for Moffat up the inside, he gets together with Proctor. Round goes Senna, and he comes over the line. For how long can Cook hang on to second place? Here comes Shedden, he makes contact, he breaks the suspension on the back of Cook's Ford, he's gone through, but a broken rear right corner on Josh Cook's car.
And when Josh Cook goes to turn left at Cascades, that car's going to turn round, he won't realise it, he's slowing up a bit now. There it goes.
Off he goes into the gravel, day over for Josh Cook. So everybody gains one place and the broken Ford Focus slithers across the grass. Rob Collard is the only man to have scored points in every race this year. Now, there is Aidan Moffat. He was involved with Dave Newsham by the look of it, and that is a big impact, hard into the barrier. And Newsham and Moffat touch. Bang.
Well, that looked, dare I say it, as though Moffat was moving over again. Look, he's moved over again. He had this exactly same thing with Sutton in race 1. And he said he couldn't see Sutton.
Rather than get a black and orange flag to bring him into the pit lane for repairs. Now, here's all the Constantine at the hairpin, and there's nowhere for Adam to go. Mike Epps comes across the road, and you hear the graunch of bodywork. Take advantage, and they come over the line. 33, and there's drama in the background. It's the two Subarus who've got themselves together. Remember last year, Turkington and Plato collided with each other. Here you've got Cole and Price. Jordan round the outside of Shedden. Tom Ingram looking to try to buy into this as well as Jordan runs a little bit wide. Ingram gets up the inside. There's drama because they're all sideways. It's Will Burns, but amazingly they've all managed to miss him. Right up behind him after a little drama at the chicane. We'll piece it all together when we get a chance. Collard is third and Jordan sideways. Was that contact? Shedden was right up behind him and goes up the inside, and there's a big hit on Ingram. Broken suspension. That was his old nemesis, Josh Cook, right into the side of him. And Ingram with big damage there. He's limping on, but the car's getting away from him. It's another retirement for Tom Ingram, and that was Josh Cook up the inside who made contact with him. There's no gap yet. Into the back, one touch, forces him wide.
Well, I think Ingram was being checked up by Shedden and Jordan getting together.
Ollie Jackson 10 having a good run, and there, Stephen Jelly, did he fall or was he pushed?
Well, difficult to see, but it's a very good job that he went straight on there.
A wheel wrong, but a great fight, a fair fight between those two. And Jack Goff and Chris Smiley tangling on the last lap at Clairvaux. They'd already touched, in fact, going into the complex at the end of the previous lap. And Jack Goff, in replay, bang, into the back of Smiley, turns him sideways. But at the end, Smiley stayed ahead. Matt Jackson up the curve, Austin runs wide. Now he's going to try and get back in the pack. Empties sideways, Subaru into the tyres there as well. And digging himself out is James Cole. He'll be back on track, but lots of ground loss as they wriggle their way out of the chicane for the first time. And Walton Eales skips the chicane, gets back on ahead of Adam Morgan. But unfortunately, there's contact in the background. Aidan Mock as the cars accelerate down towards Sunny. Contact. Matt Jackson gets into Ollie Jackson, who's sideways his way out in the weeds. Now, Andrew Jordan's being warned about track limits, incidentally. As there, Matt Neal dives up the inside. Is he going to go through? There's contact and off goes Collard up the escape road. He might have got away with that. The damage doesn't look great, but Collard drops back behind Jordan. But is he going to run wide through the corner? He's on the outside line. It's going to be a drag race. He's run out wide. They touch onto the grass. Goes the Subaru. Checker flag at the ready. Matt Jackson will come through to win.
He could out of that front-wheel drive car, and he's stayed in second place.
Diving up the inside, look, there's contact as Matt Jackson is hit by Dave Newsham, who came from a long way back, but he goes through. Again for him. Further back, and Ollie Jackson sideways. Shedden's up and past him. That's going through Riches. Ollie Jackson tries to fight back on board with him now. There's cars in front, there's cars to the left. He breaks for the hairpin. Josh Cook's trying to have a go. There's more contact. Matt Jackson gets up the inside. Aaron Taylor-Smith gets up the inside. And Walton Eales gets run out wide by Josh Cook.
And
this is on board Jackson.
Oh, there's contact with Moffat at the front. He gets fully on the power. I think Shedden hit the back of him when he backed out of it.
Yeah,
they were so close. When he backed out of it because of the contact in front, then he got a tap for...
Off the road goes Josh Cook. He's got damage already.
Through to the bomb hole. They take this flat. Oh, he just touched the inside curb, ran out onto the exit and spun it round. I think he hit the inside curb and it bounced him out wide. This will give us a better idea. Yeah, look. Caught the inside with the right front. That's a very, very rare mistake for someone like Turkey.
So now he's extending, isn't it? Look, because the Mercedes has joined him. So Matt Neal's the cork in the bottle as Austin goes up the inside, clatters into Ingram. Puncture tyre for Rob Austin, and Ingram is forced off in avoidance. Oh no!
Exactly that.
There it is, up the inside. Puncture for Rob Austin, it seemed, on the contact, but by the look of Ingram's car when he rejoined, it might be damaged suspension as well. So,
well, theoretically, you should slow down.
Is Matt Neal getting into Ash Sutton earlier on in the lap and wriggled away through there. That's Jack Goff going out sideways as well.
Absolutely mucked, didn't he? I did feel for Andy Jordan there going round the outside. It was a bit like in the same position he was in with, it was further back contact. Yeah, and that's Rob Austin and Ash Sutton in the third race.
More contact. Stephen Jelly is off the road and Josh Cook is off the road, and there's debris all over the place. Look, the cars are falling apart. But here we are going to see potentially how all the drama started. Jelly on the outside, bang. Josh Cook hits him, he gets hit in the back by Ant Walton Eales, and he rides over the front wheel of Stephen Jelly's car.
Oh no, that's Michael Epps.
And he's having a big moment.
He's going to end up back on the track somewhere.
Right, the GPS isn't working, the sat-nav's completely confused.
He's doing donuts for us.
Yes, but first of all he's got to work out which is the bit of the circuit that he'd like to be on. That'll do. There are cars over there, I'll head for them. He has gone by and gained 2 places, and Ingram's trying to get through as well. Cole into the back of the Ford. Ingram's got Jake Hill trawling all over the back of him. Matt Neal goes off the road. Heading for the tyres. Is he going to stop in time? Not quite. And Brett Smith off at Duffer's Dip, and he went up the inside of Rob Austin. Rory Butcher was on the outside. Butcher goes across the grass, gets back on, but Brett Smith is already on his road to the gravel bed.
Yeah, 3 into McIntyre's doesn't go. We've seen that in the past.
There is more evidence as well.
But fortunately, he's not slammed the barrier. Look, he stopped just...
And he's up alongside Shedden as well. Ingram on the inside, and Proctor has contacted. They're there, yes, because Matt Neal arrives sideways. The Astral gets all crossed up. Here's Andrew Jordan who goes around. Dave Newsham's got nowhere to go. Both the MGs are delayed, and there is mayhem with Stephen Jelly having been involved in it as well, and there are cars everywhere. Let's have a look. We've already had that little brush between Ingram and Proctor off the line. Matt Neal goes for the middle,
but backs out of it.
Yeah.
But then he looks like he got tapped from behind. There's damage on the front of Jordan's car.
You're right.
But that may have just been the concertina. Shedden was in with Jordan as well.
Proctor into Jordan. Newsham into Jordan. And then Stephen Jelly into Proctor. Kaboom, head on. That's a huge impact.
Yeah.
Stephen Jelly spins, and others are driving into each other in avoidance and being shoveled into the gravel.
Yeah, so watch Jack Goff on the outside, Taylor Smith on the inside, and there's contact on the exit, which immediately breaks the rear suspension on Jack Goff's car. He doesn't know it at this point initially. He does now, and he has to slow down and get out of the way. That was the big moment at Clark, where Newsham just took way too much of the curb inside, not the flat bit.
We've seen out of Josh all season. He's had occasional flashes, but this is a really good drive, and he leans a bit on Matt Neal as he tries to go between the Honda and the Toyota, and there's more contact, and off goes Matt Neal into the gravel, and that is Matt Neal's race run.
Well, I have to say, in Josh Price's defence,
Okay, so we've seen him from Bill Bolide in the past, and that's Collard going way wide off the road. Is he in the wall? Not quite, but he's going to drop down and down and down, and Cook is trying to defend from everybody. He's got Jackson behind him, Goff alongside him, Morgan's in the mix, and it's Neil Tuckington, and there's a sideways Audi in all of that as well, and cars run wide. In fact, it's both the Audis in strife because Jackson was sideways and
now aggressively. Look, that was the first squeeze. Jackson pushed Cook off. Cook said, I'm not having it on. He comes back at him, gets into the rear corner. They both have run wide and have damage. Neil goes through. Just all a bit unnecessary when you're in second and third place. Here comes Matt Neal. Will he lunge? Yes, he will. Always going to happen. Always. Will he run wide, or he takes them both wide? No!
both of them off at the Dean hairpin.
Adam Morgan knows it takes a lap or so to get the temperature into the rear-wheel drive cars. Oh, off wide. One of the two of the Subarus. I think that was Ash Sutton.
So he's back on the road. Cars don't have to scatter too much in avoidance, but off the road has gone Aaron Taylor-Smith down at the Tarzan hairpin. He's trying to keep the momentum up and get out of the gravel as Jordan just about staves off the attack of Morgan. It is Goff next in the queue, and there's damage, there's bodywork, there's a broken motor-based Ford look with bits hanging off the front, and there's more drama coming to the end of School Straight. James Cole is involved, and Walton Eels is involved. He's, of course, got back into that gaggle again, hasn't he? I know they've held themselves up, and there's contact between Collard and Goff. That's going to give Plato a place. Collard's got broken suspension and he's off the road. He comes back across the road, and Sutton goes through. He's ahead of Ingram, so he's gained in other places. Tom had to slow and take evasive action. So Dave Newsham looks for another place. There's a sideways Rob Austin has dropped back behind Ash Sutton, and they're very, very wide there. Matt Neal and Matt Jackson come together. There's more contact, and off goes Jackson. Matt Neal came back onto the road, contact with the Ford, and Matt Jackson slithers off. Has not done any damage to the suspension. So he gets hit by the MG, moves across. Oh, does he go onto the grass?
He's lost the steering at that point.
He's on the grass on the inside, so he's going across the road, isn't he? And he'll get harpooned in a minute. Wait. So somebody hit him, and Jordan hit somebody. Let's try and have a look from another angle.
He's lost the steering.
Yeah, so he's out on the
across the grass. He can't stop. Absolutely impossible to stop. And who is it that collects him?
Will Burns, is it? Yes,
Burns.
Will Burns.
Will Burns, that was the other car. That's so frightening because you can't do anything in the car. You're just holding your breath, hoping that you're going to slip through a gap, but there is no gap. And then Jordan hit Burns, and that's what damaged the front of his car.
Nothing that Will or Andrew could do about that.
Absolutely nothing. No. But also remember, that was Walt Mills having his big spin. Wow. And that could so easily have been a repeat of the Collard.
Goes to the inside as well. Huff leads, Newsham second. Austin round the outside for third, and there's a nudge, is there? He's sideways, he's way off the road. That delays Shedden as well.
Well, the car looks intact, doesn't it? But Senna Proctor going around the outside. Oh, there's been more contact. Oh, and Turkington straight into it.
It's Jason Plato, it is Stephen Jelly, it's one of the Audis. But it's still Rob Huff leading the way as now Newsham goes ahead of Ingram, who is starting to struggle, and that is Shedden off the road.
He could take his teammate out.
Comes across the circuit, and amazingly, this time nobody manages to make contact. Sutton is third, Goff sideways. Is he going to recover? He's going to come across the road and slide onto the grass. Sutton goes second, Goff is off into the tyres. Bad news for him in the Independence Trophy champion.
This is just, look, the back is going. He's got on the throttle. He's trying to save it straight across the front and into the tyres backwards, and I believe he's actually carried on as Jack Goff.
And we understand there's a drive-through penalty for Jake Hill for an out-of-position start, a false start, and the same for Josh Price. So drive-throughs being given to them as you see the replay of Jack Goff Forever Forward Award come the end of the weekend to see who's been the best advancer, because you've got people rising and falling up the order. Morgan is all sideways at Surtees. Does he catch it? No, he's off the road. Marshall's duck. Morgan headbutts the tyres.
Sutton runs wide. Is that but he's going to hold the position coming down the hill behind Goff.
It's early days in the race, but this is enough for Sutton to be the champion. But now Turkington's at the inside of Ingram, and Jackson's off the road, and there's contact against Turkington. He holds the slide. Here comes Sutton up the inside. He's ahead of Turkington.
There's damage to Turkington's tyre. The right rear is broken. That is Turkington's championship finish. He's out of it. He's out of it.
Punctured tyre, broken suspension, and Ash Sutton just has to bring it home after everything that Colin Turkington tried to do. Somebody else's slide has done it for him, and for WSR, they know it's game over, and at BMR, they know that Ash Sutton then is the champion. He came into this